Hey friends, it's Jonesy. How is everybody? It's been a little while, and also I'm a little sick, so if I sniffle throughout this video, yoink. Recently I've been noticing a lot of resurgence in girls, especially, feeling the need to wear makeup to look good. I don't agree with that, personally. And I don't wear any makeup at all. I'm not wearing any makeup, which you're probably like, yeah, doy, I can tell. But I still don't look bad. Like, I'm not the most attractive person on the planet, but I don't look bad. And that's how I want us to move forward in 2018 and 2019. So to make this transition from makeup to no makeup, it's gonna take time, but here's some steps that will help you. Ready? Okay, number 1. Wash your face at least once a day. No more than twice, like once in the morning, once in the evening, with a soft cleanser. And when I say a soft cleanser, one that doesn't have a bunch of acids in it, like one that is most common in a lot of cleansers, like facial cleansers, is salicylic acid, which comes from willow trees, which exfoliates the face, basically. Be wary of this because it's also present in a lot of makeup and a lot of other products. So if you use too much of this, it will dry your skin out. And for darker women, it can cause discoloration, believe it or not. When you look at cleansers, make sure that if there's salicylic acid on the ingredients, make sure that there's some other ingredient that can counterbalance that. Like something that brings moisture back to your face, pretty much. In that strain, don't use PROACTIV. It burns your skin off. That's the first thing I learned. I went to modeling school when I was about 13. The lady was like, don't use PROACTIV, it burns your skin off. And I was like, PROACTIV? Trash. Because it doesn't look like it now, but we live in this age where everything is invented, so we don't know what's happening. You know, like people say don't keep your cell phone in your pocket or by your bed because the radioactive stuff could mess with your head in a few years. We don't know how long it will take for PROACTIV to burn your skin, but it's definitely a process that could show up between 10 and 30 years. So if you don't want to be like a 40-year-old with like, you know, the worst skin, please don't use PROACTIV. Only exfoliate 1 to 2 times a week. I don't even exfoliate. My skin is fine. Pores are okay. Nobody's like, oh, pores, I see them all, I see them all, I see them. Because nobody's gonna, first of all, if someone gets that close to you, my mom always says, smack them. Second of all, nobody cares that much about your pores except for you. Which sounds like you doy, but it doesn't help me. But like, if you don't look that close at yourself, you won't see your pores either. So exfoliation, it's good, but it's not necessary unless your skin is super oily. Mine is not super oily, so I've got a little bit of a medium, more on the dry side, but medium skin bias as you watch this video. The cleansers I've used is I've used the Neutrogena Naturals cleanser. That's probably the cheapest one I have on this list. It's like $8. Lasts you a good while. You could probably find it at like a Walgreens. Anything Neutrogena is pretty reliable because I trust them because they try to use natural stuff for the most part. I also have used the Unique Royalty Pore Purifier. There we go. I've used that in the past. That's $40. I only have it because my sister is a Unique seller. That was pretty good too. It did dry my skin a little bit, but I felt like it was clean and I wasn't being burned, so I was okay. Right now I use Cocoline, which is a soap brand out of North Carolina, which is where I live. And you can find it online as well. I use the Cocoline Tea Tree soap bar. I cut it in half and I have it at each of my houses. It's great. A lot of people say like, ooh, soap bars, bacteria. I'm like, bacteria's on our skin anyways. Like, it's not bad bacteria. So I use that, and as you can see, my skin is very clear. I'm lucky to have clear skin, but it helps with anything that pops up every once in a while. It really does, especially because the tea tree oil is very essential to stuff like that. Okay, number 2, moisturize. This is a yadoy again, but moisturizing, especially when you have nothing else on your face, is so important. My recommendation is try to use sunscreen-free moisturizers unless you're going to be outside for more than 30 to 45 minutes. There are a lot of other beauty bloggers who say like use, and I'm not even a beauty blogger, but they say use like sunscreen all the time. The only problem with that is sunscreen can get really oily. unless it's tampered with to make it not oily. So if you already have oily skin, it's just like oil on oil and it's really gross. And if you have skin like mine, which is dry to medium, it feels oily all day and it's thick and you just feel like you're wearing a mask and it's really gross. So what I use is Burt's Bees Sensitive Moisturizer. Sensitive is a good way to go no matter what, really, because Sensitive usually doesn't have sunscreen. It doesn't have all the funky stuff. It's really simple. Mine is really thin, and I feel it on my face too. It makes my face really soft without a whole bunch of junk in there. But if you're really concerned about the sunscreen thing, there are options for, like, you know, they sound thin, they're wearable, you know, stuff like that. Or just, you know, bring a hat for a couple minutes. Just one of those that you can just pop on, pop off. Number 3, use chapstick all the time. When you lick your lips, it's bad and it dries them out. But you don't need lip gloss or lipstick either all the time. Chapstick is good, especially if you have an okay natural color to your lips. If you don't and you're like self-conscious about that, there is tinted chapstick. But the point is not to fret if something goes wrong with your mouth. Like I know a lot of people just like, I have to reapply my lipstick now, like blah blah blah, and then they end up eating it, you know, when you eat food. But like chapstick, you know, you don't really notice when it goes away until you're like, oh my gosh, my lips feel like the tundra dirt because it's so cold and cracked. But if you look at my mouth, I've got a good color to my mouth. I'm very lucky, so I don't need any tint. I don't need any like color to mine. Just need that little bit of shine that the chapstick gives. And any chapstick works. I mean, literally go to your dentist's office and let's like grab a handful and you're set for life. I keep chapstick in my jacket pocket, so it's with me at all times. I keep some in my kitchen, I keep some in my bathroom, and I keep some by my bed. By my bed is probably the most important spot because I'll be like, huh, in the middle of the night, and I'll be like, oh, my lips, and so I can just reach in and grab it and put it back on and go back to sleep. And that's also good because it keeps it more nourished in the night. Number 4, if you are self-conscious about the dark circles under your eyes, which I know is a reason why a lot of people use concealer. I've got dark circles under my eyes. Take a deep breath and use Olay Fresh Effects Eye Awakening Cream. That's another long name. Come on, Olay. But it's like $7. You can get it at the Walgreens. That's where I got it. It's not a concealer. It's got 3 little like rolling balls, and you just put it under your eye, and it's a thin like white cream that clears up, and it makes your eyes just feel brighter, and it's great, and it really works, especially because some days, like last week I was super sick, but I tutor some kindergartners, and I was like, I need this money. So I was like, whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, now I don't look so dead. I don't actually use it every day. I usually only use it for special occasions like that, because you really, once you get used to the way your face looks as not a bad thing, you don't need all this stuff. But that's really good from the transition from makeup to not makeup, because it makes you feel like you have something under your eyes and you're not like a walking zombie. Another thing to remember is that most dark circles, I can't talk about eye bags because eye bags are from not go sleep, but dark circles usually are natural. Mine are because my skin is so thin here that you can see the underneath like blood and veins and arteries and all that junk. I don't think arteries are only in the heart, right? It's really natural. It's okay. It's okay to have those. Nobody's like, oh my god. But sometimes when you do transition from like wearing makeup every day to not, people will be like, you look tired. So a good way is that Eye Awakening Cream. And another thing is like, okay, and what's wrong with looking tired? And that brings me to my next point number 5, which is get more sleep. It sounds like, oh my god, I have no time to... Most girls I know who do makeup, it takes them anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. That is time you could spend sleeping. That's another thing, is thinking about how you use your time when you wear makeup every day. Sleep is really the most important thing. Number 6, we have acne. We do. And a lot of people use makeup to cover their acne, and I understand that. But there are also simple ways to get rid of acne. There's also more intense ways, which... go to somebody else for that, because my acne's never been super bad, which I'm thankful for. First things first, Neosporin. Neosporin is God. It can do anything, really. I just dab a little bit on each spot and then I go to sleep. The only thing about this is it's a little oily, so you just have to be wary of that when you wake up, and make sure that you wash your face in the morning. Tea tree oil, I was talking about that tea tree oil soap I use. That's really good if you've got spots. Don't just rub it all over your face, but if you've got spots, it's really good. The only thing is you need to take a Q-tip and a little bit of water, and you need to dilute the tea tree oil, or else it can burn your face because it's very, very strong. And I've had nights where I put it under my nose like that, and I'm like, oh! And it's not good. Toothpaste. A lot of people say that toothpaste doesn't work, but it does. But what you need is Neosporin after the toothpaste. Because what you should do is toothpaste first, when you have definitely like a big one that's just like red and like oily, and you want to touch it, but don't touch them. Don't touch your acne. That's the worst thing you can do for it. Put the toothpaste on, leave it overnight, wash it off in the morning until you see it kind of dry up. You'll see it and it's just kind of a little dot on your face, and it's like a red dot, and you're like, ooh. That's when you put the Neosporin on, because it soothes it and then it goes back in. Sometimes this process and most other processes can leave acne scars. So what you do with that is you use bio oil. Bio oil, it comes name brand bio oil, and also like skin treatment, blah blah blah. It's like a little bottle, and the stuff is kind of pinkish, and you just dab that on. That's really oily though, so you got to be careful with that because it can cause more acne, but it is also better than other like scar treatment options that I've seen in my life. It completely cleared this part. I mean, you can see like a little bit, but it's like not as prominent as it used to be. I used to have like boop 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 boop, and I used to just treat them every night with like tea tree oil, and I'm touching my face, of course, like I just told you guys not to, but I used to treat it with like tea tree oil, toothpaste, Neosporin over and over, until I realized that's not acne. Those are acne scars, because again, I never touched my face and realized that there's no bumps there. So yeah, the bio oil is life. Number 7, take care of your hair, because it frames your face, and it's one of the things that people will look at instead of your like killer eyeliner and all that. My hair is a little yikes right now because I'm trying to phase out of my like color. I have this great conditioner that I got from Aveda, which is expensive, but it's great. This conditioner that like keeps any false color in your hair for a long time. Like I can be pink for like a month and a half without it going anywhere, which is amazing. But now that I'm trying to phase out of pink, I'm growing my hair back out brown. So I was like, let me just use the cheap stuff that I have in my shower already. That was a bad idea. This stuff is like crinkly, dry, terrible. It looks okay. I didn't brush it this morning. I usually don't brush my hair. What you do with your hair says a lot about you, especially when there's not anything popping on your face, like, which again isn't necessarily true because you see like my eyebrows and my nose and my mouth and all that junk. But your hair is important, and you want to take care of your hair, and you want to find a good regimen that works for you. Like for me, I wash my hair every 3 days, so I wash and then go 2 days without it, so the oils can come back and be natural. But if I go any longer than that, then my hair is all like, you know, gross. Don't shampoo it. If you wash your hair every day, which I understand, don't shampoo it every day, because that's gonna make it just the worst, because it dries it out and it scrapes all the oils off like nails on a chalkboard. It's like scraping. It's really bad for your hair. Number 8, take care of your eyebrows. Your eyebrows at this point, if you go no makeup, are the point of self-expression on your face. Nothing else you do should be determined by you. Nothing about my face is determined by me, but my eyebrows. If you're like, man, my eyebrows don't look so hot, and I usually fill them in, but you know, they're just kind of gross right now, my recommendation is either find a friend who knows what they're doing, or go to like a waxing place that will like wax, or a threading place if you're really feeling it, that'll wax your eyebrows. Do that once, kind of tell them you want thick or thin, you know, they'll do something that's good for the amount of eyebrows that you already have. And then after that, you never have to go back, you just have to maintain them. I just tweeze them and I let them grow. Like this one, it's got some wild hairs because I kind of like the wild hair look. This one's got a few, but this one's more tame. I don't care that they don't look totally even, because I think that shows kind of who I am, and you can totally run with that too. Do whatever you want, because those are your eyebrows. be comfortable with them being natural over time. And that was hard for me too, because I used to fill them in until about 3 to 6 months ago. Every day I used to fill them in with eyeshadow, but now I don't, and they're fine. So it's something, again, that you have to get used to. But that is a really good way to like express yourself and show who you are without having to use, 8 tons of makeup every morning. And my last one, number 9, when you do wear makeup, make sure you shop for brands and stores that support you. And what I mean by that is people and brands and stores like Sephora. I read a whole article about how when around 2015, 2016, when young girls were stopped wearing makeup and started like drinking water and moisturizing and taking care of their skin as their skin, Sephora tried to drag them back in by using certain terms that would be like, you need this, and Sephora is known for marketing in ways that kind of hurt, and brands do that. So please be aware of how brands are marketing to you, how they're getting to you, how they make you want them. Do they make you feel like you can't go anywhere around without them? Are they like a drug, do you need them to feel normal? If those brands are controlling your life, try to find those brands that are like, hey, we're here for your night out or your wedding or prom or whatever. Not like, hey, you want to wear us every day? Yeah, you do. Because it's just harmful in itself. It's just a harmful mentality to be fed every time that you go to a makeup store or you wear a certain brand. It's dangerous. It really is, because you're spending your money on these people who don't even appreciate who you are without them. And no person, no brand, no store should ever make you feel like you need to cover up your face or cover up who you are so you can fit in and look normal. Society made makeup for women. They told us, they put us down and they told us we need to appease everyone else by looking good. And that's not right. It's not right. The world should not be able to take an hour a day from us and our faces and what we really look like just to say that we look pretty. I don't care if I look pretty to someone, because I look pretty to myself, because I've worked hard over 3 years, actually over my whole life, because I was a chubby kid and I felt ugly. But my whole life I have been working on making sure that I look good for myself, and that when I don't care what I think or what anyone else thinks. And that is the hardest thing, but it's liberating. It is so liberating. And I haven't spent money on makeup since like 2 years ago, just because I haven't needed to. And I know people who just have makeup after makeup after makeup after makeup, and that's okay. It's a little unnecessary, but it's okay as long as that lasts you a year and not a month. Because these people don't deserve our money and they don't deserve our time. Because you are important and you are beautiful, and you don't need something covering the natural color of your face. I've got red tones here, I've got red tones here. I don't need anyone paling my skin that's so ruddy and I've been so embarrassed about for years. I don't need someone making my eyes pop. I don't need my eyelashes to be longer. I don't need myself to have cheekbones because I got them chubby cheeks. And you don't need anybody to say contour because you look like a blob, You look fine. You may not look gorgeous every single day, but who cares? You're living this life for you. You're not living your life for anybody else, and if you are, you should take a minute just to, what am I doing? You are so important and special to people around you. They're your friend or your acquaintance or your admirer or your lover only because you look a certain way, then they need to go anyways. The day you love yourself, and it's a hard process, but the day you love yourself after you get out of bed and you don't do anything, and you don't brush your hair, and you don't brush your eyebrows, and you don't put on makeup, and you don't even get out of your PJs and your belly slouching, and you look in the mirror and you say, wow, look at me, my name is Jonesy, I'm the bomb. Like, that is the day you will be truly free. And that's what I want everyone to try to accomplish in 2018, because that is so important for your life to be more authentic and whole to what you want to be, and less to what Twitter will retweet and what, you know, the beauty bloggers are telling you. Do things because you want to do things. Like those wavy brow trends, do stuff like that, but don't like wake up in the morning and just feel like you need to look a certain way, because you don't, because there's no true expectations on anybody except for what other people have placed on you. The only expectations that matter are the ones that you put on yourself. And I can't stop you from wearing makeup. This is not me pushing my anti-makeup agenda. It sounds like it, but if you want to wear makeup every day and you know that you feel beautiful without it, then go for it. Like you're allowed to spend your time and your money the way you want to. I get that, and that's great. And that's great that you want to do that, because makeup is an art. But at the same time, I just want to make sure everyone is aware that you don't need it. You can be beautiful without it. I mean, you're not going to be like Mila Kunis, my love, but you're going to be you, and you're going to be beautiful, or you're going to be average, and who cares if you're average? Who cares? I know you care, but you can get comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with being average. I'm not the most beautiful girl in the room, and that's okay, because I'm beautiful and I've got other things going for me. Thank you so much for watching. I know it turned into a rant at the end there, but I just care about every single one of you so much, because I've heard a lot of, not a lot, because I've only got like 100 subscribers, but every once in a while someone comes up to me and they say, you know, Jonesy, I love your videos. And I'm like, I love you, because you do this for me. I could rant all day, but the fact that you listen is really important. So thank you for tolerating me. I hope you got something out of this video other than some propaganda-y stuff. Like the moisturizer and all that junk is really real. That's what I do. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day and a nice life, and I will see you cats later. But until then, this is Jonesy signing out. Bye!